Hello, everyone, and welcome to our Business of Gut Health event. My name is Amber Miller, and I am hosting this along with my beautiful mother, Lori Welch. We are so excited to bring you some amazing stories tonight from our guest speakers, Austin and Natalie, and they're going to share with you what the business of gut health has done in their lives. Austin was able to reach one of the top ranks in our company at 20, almost 21. Natalie is a military spouse and has an emotional story, so grab a tissue for that one. And we're really excited for them to share. But before we get started, I want to share a little bit about the wisdom and the why of social sharing with Plexus. I always say this on every single event, but it bears repeating that social sharing, which is I love a product, I tell my friend, they love the product, they tell their friend. Social sharing. We used to say it was the way of the future, but it is now we're currently in it. It's no longer in the future. We're currently in it. And 2020 really showed us that. While it was a really hard year for most people in network marketing, in social sharing, it boomed. Plexus had one of the greatest increases we've ever seen. The market in general, network marketing in general, just took off. Why? Because people wanted something different, right? They needed stability. They needed something they could do at home, that they were in control of, that they could start right away. That's one of the things I love with Plexus. You can start right now. You don't have to hope to get hired or get a certification or be in the right location. It is right wherever you are. It is a level playing field, meaning that I started when I was 23. My mom started in her 40s. Austin started when he was a teenager. You can still, wherever you're coming from, whatever age, whatever your background, it's a level playing field for you. And this is the way people make purchases nowadays. I want you to think about your own experience. Do you see a commercial TV ad and think, oh yeah, I'm going to buy that product tomorrow? We don't do that anymore, right? We've learned to mute that and tune that out. That doesn't mean much to us. What we do make purchases on, and statistics have shown that over 50% of all purchases are made from word of mouth. It's from hearing that your friend is loving a product and they're sharing it on Facebook, or they told you in person, and then you think, hey, yeah, I might want to try that. We use Yelp now to see where we want to eat. We don't buy anything without Amazon reviews, right? Everything is based off reviews and people's experiences. All purchases are. And that is what Plexus sets up. When you are enjoying these products or you're seeing them do things for others, they reward you for sharing those stories. And this is what we love in Plexus. We are talking all about the business tonight and all about the income and what that's done for our home and our families, but it's all based on the products, right? None of us would be here. Plexus would not be around any longer if it wasn't for these foundational products and what they do and how they change people's lives. So before we jump into our stories, I'm going to have my beautiful mother. She's going to share why these products are fabulous and the wisdom that she saw in this opportunity almost 8 years ago when her and I found Plexus and started using and sharing these products. So Mom, take it away.
Thank you. So I really foresaw that this was going to be an amazing business because of our product line. So our product line crosses ages, it crosses genders. It really is an area, it's a monthly consumable product line in an area that people will budget for because it's an area that is very near and dear to them. We help people with digestive issues, with chronic discomfort, with weight loss, with eliminating properly, with energy levels, with sleep. With skin health from the inside out. And so I saw the product line and I was like, we can change so many people's lives in ways that absolutely matter. And it's super, super affordable. And I saw that this was going to be something that was going to dramatically impact people. And because of that, I saw the business potential. So I'm a person that likes to help people. I've always been into health and fitness and nutrition. And I knew that this could impact so many. Word of mouth, as Amber said, has always been the best form of advertising. And now we live in a world, like she mentioned, nobody could have foreseen, to the degree that we've seen lately, where Zoom would be like commonplace, but even more so, it's a good way to get the word out and make huge impacts for people health-wise and financially.
Yes, it's very rewarding in both ways. I love saying that we never could have had a life of time freedom. My husband was able to retire at 25 years old working construction. And now we live on a farm and we ranch and have animals. And that just costs a lot of money. It makes no money. And Plexus is our income source to be able to live that lifestyle we wanted. And there's nothing that we could have done that would have given us time and financial freedom, and also blessed and served so many people in better health themselves and income for themselves as well. So it's such a win-win with that. But so now we're going to get into our guest stories, and they're going to share what the business of Plexus has done in their lives. Austin, I'm going to have you share first. Can you tell us where you were before Plexus, what drew you here, and what you've experienced?
Yeah, for sure. So many of you guys know me partially through my mom, who is also a diamond. And honestly, my Plexus journey started when she started 2 years before I officially joined. So I got to watch my mom build her business, build all the way up to diamond. I got to actually see all of those people that she was impacting and with their health and with finances. And so I got to see the behind the scenes of all of that. And I think for me, that's what really attracted me to Plexus, was being able to see firsthand the impacts that it made on people's lives and knowing that I could be a part of it as well. And so on my 18th birthday, I signed up and I started working it as best as I could. I tried to copy everything my mom did. Unfortunately for me, that didn't work because I'm not my mom. Whoops. One sec. It's probably too dark. One sec. Flashlight. Quick. Can you still see me? Okay.
Yes, we can hear you too. We're good.
Okay. So anyways, I'm not my mom. I don't have 7 kids to market and so forth. So I had to kind of do business a little bit differently. I had to, go and go about and bring myself credibility to other people, from other people. I had to earn respect. And I had to do that, starting at 18. But I think the main message of my whole Plexus journey was just that you gotta, aim for the longevity. I told myself when I joined at 18 that if I could make it to Emerald by the time I'm 25, I'd be making 6 figures at 25, something that a lot of people aren't able to do straight out of college when I would be that age. And so for me, that was going to be worth it. And I was able to work and build up my leg I went Emerald last year in April during the whole COVID thing. I was able to build up that leg, and I went Emerald in 3 years instead of by the time I turned 25. And so for me, it happened before I expected it to. And for that, I'm grateful for all of that. And I think that one thing that my mom taught me that has helped me in my journey was the fact that I have these systems that Plexus has given us, and the tools and the benefits like the Fast Start program and the Perks program. Plexus has given us those tools so that we can go and implement them for the people in our teams, in our downlines. And if we can teach them how to consistently duplicate that, it's just wash, rinse, repeat for the things that we do for them. And so rather than just trying to copy the way that my mom marketed, I started to use her systems that she created. And that allowed me to implement my own brand into the same kind of business format. And so for now, I'm Emerald. Hopes are that I'll be going Sapphire and maybe even Diamond this year. And I'm looking to join my mom as well, and hopefully beat a few of my friends and being the youngest diamond in Plexus, at least for a short while. But yeah.
I love that, Austin. Thank you so much for sharing. And you're an example of being able to do this from anywhere and everywhere in your car there and making it happen. How old were you when your mom joined Plexus? Do you remember?
I would have been 16. And so for the most part, that whole time I was watching the kids while she was doing the calls. And then, I got to go to the sip and sees and stuff like that.
I love that. Okay, so Austin said that his mom is diamond and he went emeralds. And when you said instead of being 25 when you graduated college and then needing to work up to that point, now you don't have all the debt behind you, all of that. I'm going to bring up our income chart here. So when we say diamond, emerald, it really just represents how many people that you have helped support using Plexus and that they have helped underneath you with the systems that Austin talked about that we have. So here's the ranks, the monthly average income, the yearly average income of ranks. My mom and I are both diamonds. Austin mom is a diamond with 7, 8 kids. And Austin's an emerald, Natalie's an emerald. We're going to get to hear her story next. So when we say income, we're not talking hobby money. It can be. I like telling people that if you want this to be a hobby income or something that just helps maybe pay the mortgage or add to the grocery bill, that's so easy and so doable with just helping a few friends in their health, right? Get started with that. But if you are looking for something more, a lifetime career to create a legacy, to create change, like we're going to hear Natalie did in just a minute, it can be that as well. So thank you, Austin, for sharing. I love hearing your story because I have a 9-year-old son and it is my hope for him one day. And he's always tells me how much he loves Plexus and how grateful he is. And it's my hope for him one day to be a diamond as well. So thank you for setting an example for young people that there is another way to do things.
Thank you. Yeah, thank you for having me on.
Yeah, thank you. Okay, so Natalie, I'm going to have you share, can you tell us where you were before Plexus, what brought you here, and what your family's experienced?
Absolutely. Thank you for having me. I love Austin's story. I'm always trying to tell my boys, I have 3 sons. I'm always trying to tell them that they can be a business owner too. And there are other ways. And so I relate to that. Just trying to, there really is a better and alternative ways to do things nowadays, besides going into debt and so forth. So anyways, I'm Natalie. I'm a military wife. I live here in Key West, Florida, with my husband and my 3 sons. We're kind of stationed here. It's kind of like a really rare little assignment for us to get. So we absolutely love it. But I started Plexus 5 years ago now. I started on the products after I had my 3rd son. And my body just wasn't right. I knew I needed something. Health was super important to me. So I started on the products, and really at that point in our life, like we could not afford Plexus. We were living paycheck to paycheck. I mean, just very, very, very strapped. Even just with our budget, I got Plexus as a Mother's Day gift, and to myself. That's what I wanted that year. I just wanted some energy. And so I after that, it really changed everything within the first month. And so I had to get on my budget. I did Dave Ramsey. I did like the zero-based budget. Like I had to make it fit and like pinch every penny so that I could afford it. But I started sharing within the first month, and within that first month, I started taking the products, and our family, we were on WIC. And so if you don't know what that is, it stands for Women, Infants, and Children. And it's kind of like welfare. It's like the step before welfare, and you get these checks and you go to the grocery store, and because buying groceries was really tight. And so I remember just, having hope, like watching the calls, like really learning, some other people's stories, that normal moms like me with no experience, were doing this and really succeeding. And I was just like, well, if they could do it, why couldn't I do it? And I remember going to my WIC appointment that month, and I had been on WIC since I was 19, and I started my business when I was 26. So I was like really, really just over going to those appointments. I hated using the checks. I mean, it was a really big blessing, and I'm not putting it down at all, but I was like, I just took a picture of the front of that WIC office, and I was like, you know what? This is the last time that I'm gonna come back here. I'm not doing this anymore. And so I decided, my husband was he was at a training for 3 months, and we had zero communication. He did not have a phone. We were not speaking, but I was like, you know what? I'm going to just do this. And so I was like, I'm going to get my family off of WIC because I'm tired of going there. And you know what? I think I can make some money, get my products paid for and all of that. And really, I started to see like how different Plexus was from other things out there, how needed it was, how, you didn't have to have inventory, and you didn't have to have like parties at people's houses. And it was really changing lives. And so I was like, I could do this. I'm going to just do what the successful people do. And at that time, I was actually in college, going to school to be a dental hygienist. And I was like, Plexus really checks so many more of the boxes of things I want for my life than becoming a dental hygienist. So I dropped out of college. Everybody thought I was crazy, but I was like, I'm gonna just do what the successful people do. And eventually I'll get there, right? Like I won't have debt. I'll have so many more things. And so, down the road now I am an Emerald, which I have, a 6-figure income business. And so now we have options for my husband to get out of the military if he wants, for us to have time freedom, for us to finally be able to take our kids on vacation. And that's what I did when I became Emerald. I took my kids to Disney World. I had been telling them for years, that when I become an Emerald, I'm going to take them to Disney World. And as soon as I became Emerald, that's what I did. We went to Disney World in cash, paid for it with my first Emerald check. Probably wasn't, I don't know. I told my kids I was going to do it. So that's what we did. And I'm forever thankful for this opportunity. It's completely changed our lives.
I love that. Thank you, Natalie. Thank you for sharing that. You were so brave to do something different. I love when you said, I'm going to do what the successful people are doing. And it sounds like you didn't really struggle with like, oh, can I or can't I? Like, I'm just going to follow in their footsteps. I mean, I know that comes up for all of us, that I'm just going to follow in their footsteps and trust the path. And I love how Austin brought out that we have systems to follow. So if you are watching tonight and you're like, I love what Natalie's sharing, I want to change the situation that I'm in. I want to have something different for my future than I'm currently at, because, there's that saying, I don't remember how it goes exactly, but if we don't change something, then nothing changes, right? What are you wanting different? Are you wanting time freedom? Are you wanting financial freedom? Are you wanting more independence? Are you wanting a different future like Austin created for himself than you see other people walking down? That's what it was for me. I grew up with my dad that worked from home. He had it wasn't in this market, but he worked from home. So when I got married, it was this rude awakening. Like, wait, you leave? You don't stay home all the time? To my husband. And I remember he told me, well, when we're older and I retire in a couple decades, then we can take the trips. Then we can do the things. Then we can be together all the time like I wanted. And I remember thinking, I don't want to wait. I don't want to waste my children's best years. I don't want to wait decades for that life. I want to get out of that rat race. And this was the avenue for us for that. So I hope that tonight, when you hear these stories, that it inspires you to think, what if, what could be different? What could I change? Trusting those systems, trusting the setup. These products are incredible. Our comp plan obviously works and is very proven. And like I said earlier, we're all about serving, and it's a blessing to be a blessing to others by sharing what we have. So thank you so much for joining tonight. We have an event every single Thursday where we talk all about the products. So if you want to hear more about the products and what they do and people's stories, you can invite your friends to that. Ask the person who invited you tonight for that link and they'll get it to you. And we hope that we will see you on this side of the fence, working towards your goals and dreams together. So thank you, Natalie. Thank you, Austin. Thank you, Mom. And we will see you all later. Goodbye. Thank you. Thank you, guys.